fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Deku, and quite a bit of things have happened. In the last part, Deku got into a fight with 3 other mutants. Deku was able to pay off Kirk, or Nightcrawler, as he is known as in Marvel, to take him outside the wall. And after slipping him $20, he was taken to a mutant warehouse where they come here to get away from everything. Now, this is seen as a safe haven for the mutant teenagers, since there's no rules, no laws here, and you can party and have fun. Since not really a lot of the other adults in their settlements allow them to do that. With that being said, after an encounter with Rogue where she made him relive his traumatic memories due to a physical touch, she copied his powers and the Hulk was set on a rampage. And eventually, S.H.I.E.L.D., Tony Stark, and Pro Heroes came in. And Deku was only taken down after about 2 hours of fighting, where Mystique was able to do the job. With that being said, Deku was taken and questioned by Emma Frost, as she was able to diagnose Deku with a split personality known as the Hulk. She tried to get into the Hulk's mind, but because of how much anger the Hulk is basically made from, she could not do this. She even noted it to, well, let's just say Nick Fury. The Hulk is something she can't look inside of. And that simple little phrase, it doesn't rest well with Nick Fury. If they can't get inside this raging monster's head to try and calm it down, then that locks them from an avenue of somehow taking out the Hulk. So he's immune to psychic attacks, and he's got raw power, and he's nearly unstoppable the angrier he gets. That's not a good combination. With that being said, Deku was questioned and eventually released, as we do currently have, let's just say at the mutant settlements. Deku, he didn't say a word about the other mutants, and even after being pushed quite a bit, they really can't get Deku to admit it. Now, Deku, he's currently sitting down in a room, or let's just say the giant mess hall area where all of them are, or they usually would eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And he's just trying to think about everything. Alex and John, they haven't tried talking to him yet. They did come and pick him up, and really they haven't said anything about it. Apparently, from what he's overheard though, he's not really going to be allowed out anytime soon. And this stunt that was pulled was all thanks to the chick they called Rogue. So, what happens now? Deku, he was kind of scared for a minute though. He's in trouble. And he knows that he's probably going to be scolded. As you do actually have where Wolverine, he does actually walk over and go to sit down. And he does start to at least talk to Izuku. You okay, kid? Mr. Logan. I'm not really. No. Alright. What's troubling you? That's a hard question to answer. Really, I guess would be the fact that me and Hulk don't really get along. I mean, he listens to me for the most part, but whenever I just try to calm him down, he doesn't do that. He is a part of you, kid. What's that supposed to mean? You ever think that might be because of your own issues? Maybe it's trauma? Okay, I know that much, but what else are you getting at? Logan actually going to bring up a mason jar, as Deku can see the clear liquid, and he knows that it's not water. He can smell it from here. That smells like some strong stuff. Deku actually going to somewhat scoot down a bit and away from Logan, as he does a somewhat smile at that. If it's strong enough to make that kid move away, then it's gotta be pretty potent. Well, kid, I don't really know what advice I can give you. You don't? Nope. Really, all I can tell you is you get angry, right? Yeah. And you get really fucking angry, don't you? I guess. It's Hulk's anger, though, not mine. That wasn't my question, or even what I even said. But you didn't ask a question. Kid, I'm talking. Now listen to me. You and the Hulk are the same person, right? No, we're not. There it is. There's what? That anger. You feel that shit, right? You're angry. You're angry at a lot of fucking things. You're a teenager. You get angry at the world for no fucking reason. You don't even know how shit really does work, do you? Logan, I'm considerably smarter than you, okay? Along with that, I've helped you make that moonshine distillery. I've helped everyone repair electronics around here. I've read every book we have in that library. And most of those books are at a age level. I know how the world works. In fact, just like now, Logan does notice a green vein pop up on Deku's head. As Deku, he does someone just turn his head, looking away from Logan for a second. You alright, kid? I'm. I have his intelligence. That's really about all I got from him. Deku looking back towards Logan, talking about how the rest he got from his mom. He got the Hulk from his mom. And the fact is, if he didn't have this power, maybe he could have lived a normal life. Maybe if he wasn't a mutant, his mom wouldn't be dead. Deku actually going to slam his hands down the metal table, as he actually is going to dent it, as he's going to stand up saying that. And Logan, he did just do one simple thing. Whenever Deku brought up his hands, hand out, on mason jar, lifting up, thump, setting it back down. Well, you're undenting that later. Fine. Whatever. I need to go punch something. Well, that's good then. Question. What? Why aren't you turning into the Hulk? You got the veins and everything, but no size increase, no muscle. You might be scrawny as fuck, but you're able to dent solid metal. So, what's going on there? After I had a talk with a SHIELD agent. I think that's what they call themselves. It must be a fake name, but I talked with one of them. A guy with an eye patch. I don't know what his name was, but he asked me questions. I also talked to the guy named Stark, I think. He said he runs an American company. They asked for, well, they asked me some things and gave me options for what I could do with Hulk. And what did you do? Well, Deku going to reach into his pocket, pulling out a container of pills and going to hold them up. As he does, shake them with his middle finger and his thumb, talking about how Mr. Stark gave him these to suppress his anger, or to at least slow his heart rate down. He doesn't really know how they do work, but Mr. Stark explained to him a lot of things. So they're medicating you. Seems like it. Yeah. Honestly. I had a choice. It's either this or a shock collar with anesthesia. And really, they are happy I had cooperated. Now, you do actually have Logan, who he does actually go to do one simple thing. He goes to set down the mason jar and actually put it away from him, setting his arm down the table as has informed Deku to look at him. What? Listen, kid. That shit, it's gonna make you feel numb. It's gonna do a lot to you. You won't feel like yourself. You'll feel like everything just fades out. In the short term, it does work. Long term, however, it's not the solution. What you need is to go punch some shit. You need to learn how to control that transformation. And what you need, in my best professional opinion, is to probably think of some ways to take out the Hulk. I'm sorry, what? Kid, you're medicating the Hulk already. From what I understand, you two are two separate people as you're claiming, right? Yeah, so what? So, if I had a separate personality in my head and I learned that it was trying to keep me there, trying to just ignore me and medicate me, I'd be pretty pissed at it. I'd probably want to get out. So you might want to think long and hard about this. Keep taking those pills and go numb and start having certain thoughts. Or control your anger and at least start to agree with that big guy you have. Because let me tell you one thing, kid. Been alive for over 300 years. Seen more shit than you have. Done more shit than you have. Been through more shit than you have. I fought in 2 wars. Technically 3. And I can tell you one thing. From every time I've taken a bullet to my head, I've seen hell. In fact, I've been through the ringer quite a few times. Stabbed, shot, exploded, burned to death, drowned, you name it. Hell, I think I even overdosed a few times. But you just kept coming back? Yeah, I did. I thought it would get easier. It did not. Burned a lot of bridges. And I just stopped trying. Stopped pretending that stuff would help. I stopped pretending like I can use it every day and just get through it. I didn't really seek help. Thinking back on it now, I probably should have. Maybe then that girl would still be with me. Now, though, she's probably dead. And here I am, not looking a day over 40. And yet, still, I'm here. Now, Deku, he does go to stand up. As Logan, he does go to do one simple thing. Turn around and reach down into a crate that is had next to him. As he does go to pull out a dark-colored mason jar. And Deku does look at it kind of confused. Logan setting it down before going to slide over to Deku. As it does slide over to the end of the table, it does actually go into that, dip Deku made with his arms. As it does fall over to the side and start to somewhat roll. As Logan is telling him that he can't tell his grandpa or Alex. Since, really, let's just call this a gift. Words from an old man, along with at least some liquid courage. Really? Alcohol and meds don't mix, don't they? From my experience, no. But save it. And think, long and hard, about what you want to do. Now, go to the gym, punch shit. And if you can't do that, go help build some stuff. I know they're talking about expanding the wall because more mutants are being discovered. And at this rate, we're going to end up in civilization. So, That's what you need to do. I still think about some things too. Deku actually going to reach out and grab the mason jar, as he does going to do one simple thing. He does going to bring his hand up to go and turn the top of it off. Logan telling him that that's not really a good idea. It gets better with age. Does it? Yep. Save it, like I said. Let's start thinking. Now, Deku, he does walk away, as whenever he does so, you do actually have where he does go to the gym. Or it's the area where you have a lot of equipment they can lift that's heavy and actually would be good for Deku to use. As Deku, he's currently outside, and he actually is trying to lift a tree. As he's doing that, you do actually have Jennifer, who she actually is very concerned for her cousin. From what she understands, from at least hearing her dad and her grandpa talk about it, Deku, he's a monster. Sure, those who were able to take him on in a one-on-one battle, but that was years ago. And just recently, in a power battle, Deku outlasted both of those too. He outlasted All Might, and he outlasted other mutants, even one who copied his powers. So really, what does that mean? On the scale they do at least have, the mutants at least, they classify it from 1 to 10. Deku and, well, her other family members, including her, they'd scale it at least a high 4 or a low 5. But from what she does understand, Deku, he might be currently a high 6 or a low 7. So that does mean that he's probably the strongest one. And this does somewhat concern her. Now, you do actually have where Deku, while he's trying to lift some stuff, Jennifer does come over to try and talk to Deku. And as the two did bring in a conversation, after a few minutes, Kirk would pop in, as he does go to see Deku, turning to him after looking around for a minute, and actually going to ask him, "Did you tattle on me?" "Tattle? Did you fucking tell on me?" "No, I didn't." Him actually want to walk up to Deku, as Jennifer shows her actually try to stand in front of Deku. "You need to calm down." "No, I'm not gonna fucking calm down. Someone snitched on me. Someone ruined what we had there. And all evidence that I know so far points back to him. Besides, it's all his fault anyways." Now, Deku, he actually is going to step out from behind his cousin, as Kirk does somewhat freeze for a second. The veins on Deku's forehead are all green. Along with that, they're flowing down to his arms. For a second, he thinks about popping out of here, but he's not growing in size. "What happened? You get scared?" "I didn't get scared. I'm trying to contain him." "Contain the Hulk?" "Oh, I'm so sorry. What'd they do? Put you on special meds? You're not the only one. They do that for half of us." "I am trying to stay calm. I suggest you get out of here. Because if he comes out, if he does, I can tell him to kill you." Now, Kirk does stare at Deku, and Jennifer, she actually has turned back to him with a bit of surprise on her face, as she does see that look in Deku's eyes, as they're actually starting to glow a lot more green and get brighter. And Kirk, he does just going to take a step back to Deku. "You're crazy, aren't you? You really are a monster." Him going to pop away. As you do actually have Deku. Him actually going to turn around and is going to throw back his leg and directly going to kick into that tree. Him splitting it in two down the middle, as some pieces of wood do get sent flying into the forest. And as it actually has happened, he does try to think. Stay calm. You have to stay calm. Come on. We know it's possible. We know it's... Why? Deku actually is someone looking up, as he does look up towards the sky. And Jennifer, she's actually trying to ask Deku what's wrong. Before Deku, he does get to look back down. And he does see the Hulk, or at least a figment of him in front of him. Why medicate? Why contain? Why? You're crazy. Now, she doesn't stare at him confused. He's talking to somebody who's not there. You have no idea what you do. You have no idea what we're dealing with out here. What I deal with. You're a monster. You're the reason my mom is dead. You're the reason he killed her. Now, Deku, he actually starts to have tears roll down his face, as he does just collapse onto his knees. And he doesn't feel angry. He finally said it out loud. The words he's known for years. He finally said it out loud. Now, as Jennifer does try to comfort her cousin, she's trying to think about what he just did. He was talking to somebody. Was it him? The big guy? Maybe? Now, Deku, he actually is able to go back to the home they do have. As some people, they do want to talk to Deku. And they do find it to be quite interesting. This guy, he's crazy. He's strong. He's practically insane. And he's not unstoppable. So, let's see if they can become an ally. As an old man with a helmet that is actually chained down to some body armor just walk into the settlement. And he does try to think. What should he try to say to this boy? Now, the old man, him and a particular friend of his, they are actually coming up with a plan. Right now, with the way things seem to be going for mutants, they're not good. They're people. They're stronger than the people with quirks. They're basically under the thumb of the government and under the thumb of everybody. Most of the mutants out there that do exist, there's a potential for them to become stronger than All Might. And the government and the Hero Association, they know exactly how bad that can be. Right now, mutant villains that don't follow the law, they're on the rise. And there's no mutant heroes. There's nobody who can stand up to the mutants. Even All Might has had trouble with these guys. So it's just, he's outnumbered. At least 20-1. It's, well, bad. And this old man, he does have an idea. Him and his best friend, they share the exact same views, but they do have different ways of going about it. They're still working together right now, since they're both unaware of how the other feels about this one particular subject. But they want to speak with the Hulk. It's quite possible that getting him on their side for this could prove to humanity that mutants, while they are very much a lot stronger than normal people, they can actually be good. So, as the old man, he does actually go to knock on a door, he does wait for it to open. As whenever a young boy does enter the door, he does look down. Yes, hello, are you Izuku Midoriya? Who are you? I'm Charles Xavier. I wish to talk to you. Go away. Why? I said go away. Young man, I need to speak to you very urgently. Listen, I understand that right now you're... I said leave. Now, Charles is looking at Deku. The veins on his face and all throughout his body, they do show that this boy is the Hulk from when he's at least heard on file. And right now, while he can roam free, he is still under the restrictions of using his powers. And then there's actually Deku. From the rumors and certain things he's heard, this boy, he's under a lot more heavy restrictions. And right now, yeah, he needs to speak with him. So, Charles does at least try to explain, as he does go to bring his hands up and undo the restraints to his helmet. As he does go to pull it off, he does look directly down at the boy and start to use his powers. My name is Charles Xavier. I'm a fellow mutant, and I would like to talk to you. This is a very important matter. So please, allow me to at least have a few words. If you don't like what I have to say, I will take my leave. Now, Deku, he does just stare at this man, as he does at least do him the courtesy of allowing him into the home. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. To have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.